Welcome to Module 2, all about classroom management. One of the things you probably already know is that an out-of-control classroom leads to little or no learning. If you're spending most of your time chasing children around the room or reprimanding them, that's time lost from the lesson that can't be made up later on. So what do we do? One of the best things you can do is to have routines set up and in place for your students that are the same every time they come. This way the students know exactly what you want them to do and exactly how you want them to do it. There's no guessing games. When you set up those routines, make sure you review them each week so the students are always reminded of what they're supposed to do. One routine that I have found very useful is to set up a signal with your students. Whether it be a bell, a whistle, a chime, whatever you decide, make sure you keep it consistent and use the same signal every time. Then you need to teach the students what needs to happen when they hear the signal. Make sure you keep this age appropriate. For instance, for very small children, maybe when they hear the signal, they know they are to come to the carpet. For students who are a little bit older, maybe when they hear the signal, they know to sit up in their chairs, clasp their hands together, and to stare at their teacher. This is a great way to get their attention very quickly and to make sure they're staying right on task. So maybe you're asking, how do I get my students to follow the signal? Well, especially at the beginning, you need to reward the students every time they follow that signal. For my children, I would give them a point for every time they followed the signal, which added up to prizes at the end of the day. I also bragged on them when they were doing the right thing. And instead of pointing out the ones that weren't following the signal, I always point out the ones who did. On top of that, I would randomly give out a pretty good prize to someone who is following the signal in such a great way, and that motivated the other students to do it the same. Step 3, you must stay enthusiastic all the time. Working with children is a high energy job, and you have to keep up that energy throughout your entire lesson. If you act bored, your students will probably be bored too. Which leads us right into step 4. Keep things moving and exciting. Don't just stay on one activity for 30 or 40 minutes, but keep changing activities all through your lesson to make sure the students are engaged and on task. Students have small attention spans, so you want to make sure keep their attention spans by switching up the activities, games, and lessons all throughout their day. Do you really want to get your students' attention? Sometimes just doing the unexpected or doing something totally crazy can get their attention better than anything else. They're looking at you saying, "What in the world is my teacher doing?" And all eyes are on you. One very important step is to make sure your students are involved in the lesson. Have them acting out stories and moving around and doing things the entire time. Students who are just sitting and sitting and sitting will often be your biggest behavior problems. One of the things you want to always remember is to be prepared. If nothing else, always over-prepare. It's better to have an excess of activities than to have too little and then to have the students running around wild because there's nothing to do. So make sure you have plenty of things planned and everything should flow smoothly. And remember, things don't happen overnight. Don't give up. It takes time to establish these routines. So keep trying every week. Keep reminding the students of what the rules and routines are, and it will get better. And always, always remember why we're here. We are here to touch children with knowledge and the love of Jesus Christ. We want to put that love into their hearts. And so every time you teach, make sure you show the love of God to each of your students. Have a great day.